Joining me now on East Bay Today, I have some old friends with me. I've got Pat McGew, who is the chair of the Newport Navy Choristers, and Lori McDowell, the director of the Newport Navy Choristers, and a new friend, Heather Bishop, who is the director of Lucy's Hearth. So we have an exciting event to tell all our viewers about, but let's start first with a little background and history of the Choristers. So Pat, I'm going to turn to you. I hear you're the person that has all of that knowledge.
I've been around the Choristers for a while, so
just a little bit. Yeah, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Choristers were founded in 1953 by a group of 15 Navy wives as a wives' chorus.
Yeah.
And they just kind of sang for, military events.
Yeah.
And just really didn't go off the base much.
Right.
And then in 1961, they decided to invite their husbands to join them.
That was a big move, huh?
It was a big move. It was a big move. And,
was there scandal and drama? I don't know.
No scandal, I don't think.
Okay, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
But yes, and then shortly thereafter, they engaged their first professional director to direct them, and she immediately said, "Well, we're just singing. We're not making any money or anything. We need to go out there and actually do real concerts and make money." And she says, "I don't care what you do with the money. We're not doing it for free. We work too hard."
Right. She had a vision.
So she had a vision.
Yeah.
And that was when the board at that time of the Newport Navy Choristers decided to give the proceeds of concerts to a local organization.
Okay, all the way back, dating back to the 60s.
All the way back to 1961.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm not sure if that went directly as a donation or not, but over the years it evolved into working with a local nonprofit organization.
Yeah, it's a big deal
to put on the concert, and now it's just a wonderful collaboration.
Oh, that is so very lovely. Now, how long have you been involved in it?
I joined the Choristers in the spring of 1988.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while.
All right. And so, you were one of the members.
Yes.
You still are, but then
Yes.
you moved into a board role, clearly.
Yeah, in 1989.
Somehow you're in charge now.
In 1989, they sucked me in as the...
so 1 year in.
As the treasurer.
Did you volunteer, or did they suck you in?
No, I was voluntold.
There you go. That's how it often happens, right?
So, and I said, "What, me?"
And what are the big things you've seen change over the years? Or maybe things you're super proud of, or... So
the basic model was already set up and working well at that point when I joined.
Wow.
There's been fluctuation in the number of people we've been able to get on the bass and things of that nature. So fluctuations in the sizes of the chorus is probably the biggest thing.
Okay.
But we've been doing pretty much the same thing, a Christmas concert up in Fall River, and then one here on the island, and then one in the spring.
So, Lori, let's turn to you. What is your role in the Choristers?
Well, I'm the director, which means I get to flap my arms and flap my lips a lot on Tuesday nights. I love this chorus because they get to invade my brain and I get to tell them what to do. And the overall, what comes out of every person in there is just 100% commitment to making each song so beautiful and wonderful and meaningful to the audience members.
Right.
So except for one song, there's not a single song in this program that we've sung in the last 5 years. In fact, we have 6 brand new pieces that we're debuting.
That's a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal.
Right.
So normally when we sing an old piece, somebody's like, "Yeah, I remember how this goes." But when they're brand new pieces, that means everybody's on equal footing and stuff. So we have over 40 people. I think we have 42
I was going to ask, you know, Pat was talking about it fluctuating. So is this, does this feel large? Is that large?
This feels very large. This feels very large.
For recent years, yes.
For recent years,
What do you credit that to?
We are a family. And so when somebody gets sick, we're sending out cards and stuff. When somebody has life achievements, we're all clapping our hands for them and stuff. And we honestly care for each other because we all have the common bond of being part of the military at some point in time in our lives or currently. And we know the importance of good friendships at all times.
Yeah.
And so that makes us a wonderful, wonderful group to be in. And so,
can I ask, does it have to be Navy? I
no,
mean, you are the Navy Choristers.
it's all six. It's all 6 services.
Okay, all right.
We don't have anybody from the Space Force yet, but we definitely have a representation of the other 5 services. And you know, it's the services, whether you're active duty or whether you're retired. If you're a spouse of somebody that was active duty or retired, or if you're a government employee kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're just a wide range of people that all get together because we love to sing. And so it's an awful lot of fun, lot of fun. So anyway, let me tell you about the songs we're singing.
Okay.
The first half of the Christmas concert is very Christmas, Christ birth oriented, but doesn't make it somber. Okay, we have got so much calypso going on. This is like my calypso Christmas from A to Z happening.
Wow.
I mean, we've got a whole percussion area set up with bass guitar and the piano and tambourine and shakers and bongos and a drum set. I mean,
that is exciting.
It is very exciting. And then the second half is just pure Christmas fun. One of our new ones is Run, Rudolph, Run. Run, run, Rudolph, Rudolph.
Yes, right. That's
And
fabulous.
so we've got all of our musicians playing on it, and everybody's singing their little lungs out and
Are you
stuff.
expecting some audience participation in some of these?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because people like to come to our Christmas concerts because we do the 12 days of Christmas like nobody has ever seen it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have people that everybody gets assigned a day. So when we say, you know, 4 geese a laying, people have to stand up and yell, 4 geese a laying.
You mean in the audience?
In the audience. And we're out and we just have everybody working
Is that
together.
like reach under your seat and see what card you got?
No. We section it off.
Okay.
We do it by sections, but it's a lot of fun, you know. 10 lords a leaping. Everybody's got to leap into the air, that kind of thing. It's so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
And so and then we do a little caroling sing along, and then we pay homage to all of the military members before we let people go home to get into their stockings.
That is terrific. Now, when is this event?
This event is here on the island on Friday night, December the 13th at 7:30 at St. Barnabas Catholic Church on East Main Road. And I hope I said all of those words correct.
That was a lot. I saw the wheels spinning there, right? You all have a lot of concerts, so I know that.
Yes.
Like, now, which one? Right, okay.
Yeah, and so we hope that a lot of people will show up. The church holds 350 people, so we're hoping to pack it up completely because we're doing it for one of my favorite places here on the island, which happens to be Lucy's Hearth.
Let's talk about that, all right? So every year you all pick a nonprofit organization that all the proceeds of the concert go to. So we've got Heather Bishop here, who is the director of Lucy's Hearth. Thank you for being on the show. I would love to hear just a little bit about what Lucy's Hearth is all about for those that don't know.
Lucy's Hearth provides emergency shelter for 15 families on the island, 15 families at a time.
Okay.
We also have our permanent supportive housing program that we're expanding. We are able to go from 2 units to 16, so at any time we can be serving 31 families when we are at full capacity.
And so what does that mean, supportive housing? Like, just, what does that mean?
We have apartments out in the community that clients can transition from Lucy's Hearth into, or
so they're not all together. It's not like a particular.
Lucy's Hearth is the emergency shelter part is. It's located in Middletown.
Okay.
And there's 15 units within there, and then they can transition from there into permanent housing. That's the goal for all the families.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
And then we are expanding our permanent supportive housing, which is apartments that are located throughout the community.
Yeah.
And we are able to support the families while they're there by providing weekly case management and helping them
Just
work
getting
on their
them
goals.
on their feet.
Yep, absolutely.
That's wonderful. Now, how
Yes.
long have you been with Lucy's Hearth?
I just started 5 months ago, and I came on as the director. It's been a very exciting 5 months. I am so happy to be here. I'm very proud to be serving the families and to be able to work with the wonderful people that I work with as well.
Yeah, I just talking to you even before the show, I can see the passion, and
thank you.
love this job.
I really do.
How did you end up in this role? Like, what's been a bit of your path? And
I started off at Child and Family. I found a job when I moved out to Rhode Island, and it sounded so interesting to me, the job description, so I applied. I ended up getting it with Child and Family, and I think it was only on my second day that I was like, I should have been doing this since the day I was born. You know, like this is this is the work that I should have been doing all along.
And why? What is it? What is it that touches your heart?
Being able to be a part of someone's story when they need somebody to be there for them, or to maybe help them to know their worth, their value in our society. That's really important to me, and to just be something, some positive role in their life.
That's
to be able to
very
help them move
beautiful.
forward. Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so I know, just from talking to people on the island, Lucy's Hearth is a big deal. Like, do you find that there's a lot of support for your organization? Are you reading that too?
Absolutely. We could not do what we do without the support of our community. They are so essential in every part of it. We have great events that our community members come to. We have members that come in, give donations. They're just endless supporters that we have coming in, but we are always looking for new supporters as well. But we are celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. So,
wow, I didn't realize there was that much history.
Yes. Yep, 40 years.
Yeah, well, the need never goes away, right? I mean,
it would be wonderful to end homelessness, but
yeah. Well, how did you connect with Pat and Lori?
They had set up a meeting with us, and it just worked out perfectly because the event that we normally have for Christmas just ended.
Which was what?
Which was Singing for Shelter.
Okay.
And this is just perfect timing.
Yeah, just kind of rolling into a new relationship and new support.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So it sounds like Pat and Lori, you all reached out to Heather, like somehow, well, maybe it was just all the planets aligned, but.
Well, we've been talking about helping out Lucy's Hearth for many, many years now, but they were in the transition between their old building and going into their new building, and then COVID hit, and now we're post-COVID, and it's like, now's the time to reach out and see if they are in the position when things are settling down with all of the other stuff that we could help them out. Absolutely. And they said yes, and we said yay.
That is awesome. So it has been quite a roller coaster, right? Through COVID and everything. Yes. And I mean, I know you're relatively new, but I'm sure you've heard that history.
Oh yes, yep, I've heard the history from the very beginning in the small building where it started, and then transitioning over into our the larger building that we have now, and absolutely. I will say I did get a sneak peek at the concert the other night.
Yeah.
I got to listen to.
You snuck into rehearsal or something?
I did. And I got to hear 2 songs, and I will say that they brought me to tears a little bit. It was beautiful, like no other words besides just beautiful. The music was very touching. You could see how happy everyone was to be there and dedicated. And I got to share a little bit of Lucy's Hearth to the members as well. And a few came up to me after thanking me for the work that I do, and I passed that along to my coworkers and employees. And it was just a wonderful night. And
her reaction Tuesday night was exactly what we strive for. It may have just been a rehearsal, but that's how much effort we put into it, is that we don't want our songs just to be something you listen to on the radio. We wanted to touch your heart somehow.
You're moving people.
Some way. And it's like, okay, we must be doing something right, because if after just 2 short songs, you know,
that's great.
So we hope everybody shows up for this
All right.
concert.
Well, listen, I want everybody to check out the Lucy's Hearth website for more information about not only the concert, but the great work that you and your organization are doing.
Great.
Heather.
Thank you. Yes, and we
Thank
hope
you
to see
all.
everyone there.
Pat, Heather, Lori, it's such
you,
a
Conley.
treat to have you here, and good luck in this beautiful concert. And I know I'll be seeing you in the spring to talk about your next moves.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Joining me now on East Bay Today, I have an old friend here, Heather Hull-Strout, the Executive Director of the MLK Center. It's nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you. It's nice to be back. It's
Yes,
been a while.
I know. You've been on the show a few times, and so many exciting things and good work that you are doing. So for our viewers that do not know what the MLK Center is, can you just give us a rundown on what that is and why it has captured your heart?
Sure.
And
So
passion.
absolutely. I love doing that. So we have been in Newport for 102 years, and the MLK Center is a place for everybody in our community to come and get help and hope. We have 25 different programs that fall under 3 different categories. Our first is our hunger relief programming, which is vast. We have an on-site food pantry. We have a mobile food pantry that goes out throughout Newport County to 15 different neighborhoods monthly and stops at each place once a month. We have a Food to Friends program, which delivers to homebound seniors and disabled people. We have a food pantry now in Middletown and Tiverton high schools. We have a produce program that happens weekly, and so much more. We also have education for young children. So we have a preschool for ages 3 and 4. We have a after-school program, and then we have a wonderful 8-week summer camp that we do, which is 8 weeks of adventure and literacy and math, and it's a really great program. And then the third bucket of what we do at the center is our community programs, which range from free exercise classes, art classes, we have cooking classes, we have a wide variety of community partners that come in and offer their supports to the community. So we have space that we provide to other nonprofits that are providing things to the community. And then I think one of the most impactful programs that we do is our overnight warming center, which will be opening on December 28th for the winter season.
Is that a new thing?
We started last year.
Okay.
You know, there's a huge need in the community for it. I wish we could start it sooner, but we have our holiday programming going on, which is enormous. We're providing Christmas to over 1,100 children this year, so we have only limited space to do all these different things.
I'm exhausted hearing of all the things that the MLK Center does, and it just keeps expanding, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in our mission, you know, we're there to support the community with, you know, physical well-being and emotional well-being, and you know, we really want to try to wrap our arms around the community in whatever ways are needed, but we also are very aware of not duplicating other people's services. So if we see a need in the community, we always talk to our other nonprofit partners about that are offering things and say, do you need more help with that? If not, then they should be doing that. But you know, when a need can't be met in our community, we want to try to find a way to meet it.
I'm under the impression that the nonprofit leaders certainly on Aquidneck Island work very closely together.
Oh, we do.
Like, you guys are close, you're tight. You know, it can be lonely sometimes, so you've come together, right?
Yeah, I
like,
mean, there's a great group of executive directors, CEOs around all of Newport County, and we meet regularly. I will say that some of the foundations bring us together, like the Van Buren Charitable Foundation is an amazing support to all the nonprofits in our community, and they bring us together for different things. And we call each other and ask about anything we want to talk about with each other, because we're all here for the same thing. We're all trying to make our communities stronger.
And like you said, give hope. Right?
Yes,
I loved that. That hit my heart.
And I will say that, you know, people that we're writing grants, and grantees want to, they want us working together. You know, they want to see us it's the best bang for their buck when they see us working together.
Stronger together.
Yep.
Stronger together.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been with MLK?
I have been with the MLK for almost 9 years.
Okay.
I've been the executive director for almost 6 years, and it's just been an incredible experience just to see where the centers come over that time. We went through COVID, and that was, I think, what made the MLK Center really a place that people looked at as a leader in what we're doing.
Trust, like they're going to be there. They're
Yes.
going to have my back.
Yes.
No
matter what. Yep.
Global pandemic.
Yes. Yes.
Gas outage.
Yep. And
They
then we
got me.
celebrated our centennial back in 2022, and we kicked off a capital campaign and just did a recent expansion and renovation of our building, which has been just incredible. And the community support that we received in order to make that happen is unbelievable. So the
Well,
building
let's
is
talk about the magnitude of that. Like, so I want everybody to really understand. Like, what did you have to raise? What was that process like?
Yeah, so we had to raise $7.5 million.
Wow.
That was $4.5 million of that was for the building. Some of that was for our endowment, which we had started a little earlier, a couple of years before that, and we need to keep growing because we want to make sure that this beautiful building and these amazing programs that we have in place can be sustained in good times and in bad times. And then some of that money also went into programs. So we've been able to increase our programs because of the generosity of our community. But the majority of it went into our building. And we've seen an expansion, especially in our hunger relief programming, like we never imagined. And we hit a milestone of distributing 1.1 million meals from the center this past fiscal year.
In a year.
In a year. And that's over 600% increase from what we were able to do 10 years ago.
I'm trying to do math and be like, how many is that a day? Like, I'm not going to ask you to do math, but
Yeah,
that's a lot.
it's a lot. We have a lot of different programs, and when a family comes shopping at our food pantry, they receive about 2 to 3 weeks worth of food for every member of their family. So it's all calculated. That's how we come up with that number, and we believe that number actually might be a little less than what is actual because the vast variety of our hunger relief programs, our hot meals, our pantry, our distributed meals out into the community are never ending.
So it's up what percent, did you say? It's the increase?
So it's been over 600% increase in 10 years.
So what do you attribute that to?
Well, it's interesting because when we look back at our data, we used to serve mostly Newport. So about 95% of our clients were from Newport. And now it's about 66%, 65, 66% in that range, because we have really made a conscious effort over the past 10 years, maybe a little less than that, on getting out into the community. So having a food pantry at Tiverton High School, bringing our mobile food pantry to Tiverton, to Portsmouth, to Jamestown, delivering food throughout the community. So we're not just in our building, we're all over the community. And so our numbers are growing because people
out there.
We're out there.
And you're helping them get to you,
yes,
really.
we're finding people where they are and knowing that transportation is an issue for a lot of people. So if you don't have a car and you have to come to the food pantry on a bus or in an Uber, that's really challenging. So we're trying to get our food out to people where they are as much as possible.
Yeah. All of these challenges, right, around food and transportation and health and homelessness and everything are all interlinked, right?
They are all interlinked. And it's also, we also want to be a center and are making, a lot of strides in being a center that's not just for people who need help, but for people that just want to be around other people and that social aspect. Yeah. So we have a lunch and learn program for seniors, which is twice a month, where we have a delicious, healthy lunch and a variety of topics that we educate people on. Sometimes it's just bingo. Sometimes it's a musical, event where we have a musician come in. We also do exercise classes 3 mornings a week that are free to the community. We have all different people that come to those. Yeah. We do concerts in the summer, which are open to the whole community. So, we really want people to feel together as a community, and not really, it doesn't matter what your economic status is or yours is. We're all people. We're all people that are just trying to be together.
I certainly find that too. I help run a little community center up in northern Portsmouth, and for me, it's about creating connection. Like that's, I feel like when I get up every day, I'm trying to create connection, and because that's, I still feel like we're not recovered from COVID yet, and that brokenness that
and
is very real.
Seniors, you know, had the biggest effect on them, and I finally feel like it's normal again, as normalized as I think it will ever be.
Yeah, right.
But another thing that we do to really connect people is we have a vast amount of volunteer opportunities. Last year we had over 600 volunteers throughout our programs give 18,000 volunteer hours. So if we had to hire staff to do those things that those volunteers are doing, we would be a much different center.
Of course.
You know, we rely on our volunteers day in and day out for our programs, but for them, I hear over and over again, they say that we're helping them more than they're helping us because of the connection and the purpose that a lot of people get from doing the work that they're doing. So
it's good work, Heather.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
thank you.
I love that you're at the helm there.
well, I love that I'm at the home too. It's my home. You know, it really is.
I can tell, and that's
Yeah.
very lucky. Let's pivot to what's upcoming here for the holiday season.
So we have Santa's Workshop, which is our holiday gift giving program. We set up our community room at the center like a store. We call it the FAO Swartz of Newport, and we have 1,100 children registered so far. Their parents come and they shop for each of their children and get to choose 3 gifts that their children would like. They take them home and wrap them, and they give them to their kids for Christmas. So it's a really empowering program. Rather than us picking out what we think these kids will like, their parents get to pick out from thousands of toys that get donated.
It feels pretty innovative.
It is, and
yeah.
honestly, we have amazing volunteers that make it happen, and you know, it's everything that we do at the center is client choice. So our food pantry, people pick what works for them, and same with Santa's Workshop. So, and then in addition to that, we give holiday food help for people so that they can have a nice meal on the table on Christmas. Or whatever they celebrate during the winter holidays, and we give gift cards for that. So registration for that ends on December 11th, which is Wednesday, December 11th. So anybody that needs help, we're here. And, anybody who doesn't register by then, we always seem to find a way to help them anyway. But we really like people to try to get registered by December 11th. So we know how many people we're talking about. We think it'll be about 1,200 like it was last year.
Okay, so we just need everybody to go to that website.
Yep.
Check it out. Check out all the amazing things.
Yes,
and
if you
get
have
registered.
Toys that you can donate. New toys, anything and everything. We want to make sure that every child in our community has a merry holiday season.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Do you find, is this kind of the busiest season of the year?
Yes.
Or, yeah?
It is. So we just got off of Thanksgiving, where we provided Thanksgiving meal ingredients, a turkey, and all the sides for over 900 families.
Full shebang.
Yeah. And so
nice.
just 900 turkeys alone was a lot to get donated and figure out, and then, 16,000 pounds of produce we distributed, and stuffing and cranberry sauce and, everything that it takes to make a delicious Thanksgiving. So that ended, and then we go right into Santa's Workshop, and then we go right into the warming center. And in between all of that is our regular programming, like breakfast and lunch and our education programs and our food pantry. So, my staff, like Santa, they're ready for a long winter's nap. We close for a couple of days after Christmas, which is always hard to do because we know people need us, but our staff is exhausted.
You also need to take a breath.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it sounds amazing. Thank you for all the great work that you and your entire team do. Many things to be blessed
Thank you.
Grateful for, right?
Yes, thank you in our community.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.